Using songs in a child-centered way. I don't think a song activity can legitimately be called child-centered unless the children are mentally active and being challenged to think. A song activity may appear child-centered when in fact very little mental exploration is taking place. The children may be having a lot of fun, but the language targets they are practicing may have been originally taught by the teacher, not discovered by the children. They may also be doing activities that are not challenging enough and do not involve enough interaction with the teacher or with other children. The songs may certainly be an effective way for the children to remember words and patterns, but it would be so much more effective if the words and patterns were at the cutting edge of their knowledge of English and being discovered while singing or listening to a song. Let's look at a couple of songs and see how they can be used for learning. First, a phonics song for learning the basic vowels.
Hello, what's your name?
I'm Fred.
With this song, it is easy to change the language content and gradually make it more difficult. The phonic sounds can be changed, and so can the questions. The children could sing the song a few times when they are learning the basic phonic sounds. Each time they sing the song, we stop the song before the children want to stop. This makes it more likely that they will be excited to sing it again. Then, sometime later, when the children are about to learn phonic combinations, such as R or E, we write the song on the board or on a screen. The children will probably want to sing it, particularly because we stopped them when they wanted to sing it more in previous lessons. They sing the basic song, and when they are immersed in singing, we casually go to the board and write an extra E, so that A, E, I, O, A becomes A, I, O, A. Walk away innocently and wait for the huh? When the children are wondering how to read E, we casually pick up a flashcard that has E on one side and a picture of a tree on the other side. Smile playfully, hold up the card so the children see the side with E written on it, and then slowly turn it around so the children can see the picture of a tree on the other side. The children say tree. We then turn the card around again, and the children will usually say E, because by this stage they are used to cards with a phonic sound on one side and an anchor word on the other side, such as apple, or cat. If they don't say E, we can help by gradually showing pictures of other words from the same phonics family, such as green, bee, or three, and letting the children notice what sound the words have in common. The children have discovered something new and can now sing the song A, E, I, O, A. We can then add other new sounds. Notice that there was no need to teach or explain. The children reached out for new knowledge, thought about it, and understood successfully. This way of introducing sounds is very memorable for the children, and it is also likely to give the children a strong feeling of ownership for the new knowledge. Passing a bag. Instead of reading the song from the board or a screen, the children have a bag with cards in it. The first time the children play, We just use the 5 basic vowels. Each card has a letter on one side and a picture on the other. For example, A, apple, or E, elephant. The children draw cards from the bag and place them on the table to form a new verse with the vowels in a different order from in the original song, and they sing the new version of the song. They can simply take turns to draw cards from the bag, or to make the activity more fun, they can decide who draws a card by doing rock, paper, scissors, or throwing a dice. Or they can pass the bag around with music playing in the background, and when the music stops, the child holding the bag draws out a card. We then play again, but add new letters or letter combinations. So some of the cards are familiar, but there may be 2 or 3 new cards, such as R, car, or girl. When a child draws a new card from the bag and looks at it with the other children, they can usually guess how to pronounce the letter or letter combination from the familiar picture on the other side. If necessary, we can help in the same way as with the previous activity, by gradually showing pictures of other words from the same phonics family. For we might show pictures of a bird, then a shirt, then a skirt, and see if the children can notice the sound the words have in common. Using a song interactively. Let's look at one more song. For this song, I might play a karaoke version of the song either just before this activity or as background music earlier in the lesson, so that the children can get a feel for the tune.
How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you?
I gradually reveal a picture, and at some point the children will call out panda. I then play the karaoke version of the song, but this time with the words on a screen or on the board for the children to read. The children do a mime for the panda, do a gesture for how are you, and try to sing if they can, but there is no pressure on them to sing. I may pause the song for the children to ask each other or ask puppets, how are you? I then ask the children, where is the panda? After they have tried to guess where the panda is, I reveal the next few lines of the song, pausing sometimes for the children to try and guess missing words. Finally, I play the verse with words.
Panda, 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 how are you? Panda, 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 how are you? I am at the zoo today. Clap your hands and shout hooray. Panda, panda, how are you? Panda, panda, how are you?
Brainstorming. I then write this on the board. Say animals, and gesture for the children to call out the names of animals. I use a puppet. If a child calls out an animal that ends in a, the puppet says, okay. If a child calls out another animal, the puppet says, uh-oh. For the next step, I gradually reveal cards with the names of animals ending in a, such as gorilla, koala, or piranha. and the children try to read the words. It is best to have pictures on the other side of the cards, so the children can see a picture after they read each word. I then gradually reveal a zebra, gesture for the children to work out a mime for zebra, and play the karaoke version of the song with the words on a screen or on the board for the children to read, though some words will be missing for them to guess. The children act out the song and try to sing if they can. As before, I end by playing the verse with words. As an extension, I write this on the board again. Say names, and gesture for the children to call out names. I may need to call out a name such as Maria to get them started. The children can then sing the song using a person's name instead of an animal. It can be a lot of fun to use the name of one of the children in the class, or somebody else that is familiar to the children. I may finish by challenging the children to think of countries ending in "a", and then reveal or write words such as Canada, Kenya, or Korea, and see if the children can find the countries on a map or globe. Or I may take the activity even further, such as challenging the children to think of cities ending in "a", though that is likely to be difficult for many classes. Songs and games are for learning. Traditional teachers often assume that new words or patterns should first be introduced in a clear and serious way, and songs and games should be used afterwards for practicing these new language items. Some teachers even go further and assume that most real learning takes place outside songs and games, and that songs and games are really there as a kind of light relief or as a reward for studying hard or for good behavior. The teacher may say something like, "If you study hard, we'll sing your favorite song." I think this is missing the point of having songs and games in the first place, and can often have more of a negative effect than a positive one. For many of the children, the serious parts of the lesson will seem less interesting than the fun parts, and the teacher may achieve the opposite of what she wants to achieve. The children may come to feel that learning English is what they have to get through in order to do the fun activities. The way to avoid this is to fully integrate playing and singing with learning. If playing, singing, and learning are integrated into a total learning experience, the combination is very powerful. And I will look at activities that achieve this in the next video.